Hey y'all, come on in. We just ate at Le Pigeon, not Le Pigeon. And it was so fun. We're in Portland, Oregon, and the chefs were amazing, and we got to sit at the counter and watch them make everything. So when my husband and I were first married, we didn't have a lot of money. And there was this restaurant in the town we lived in, and when we'd walk across, in front of the restaurant there, you could see into the kitchen, and there was a table there, and you could do the chef's table, but I don't know, it was $150 per person, and it just felt like so much money. And I was like, one day when we have enough money, that would be like the most coolest thing ever to do. And so finally we were able to do that, and it was such a special memory. And this is our 22nd year anniversary, and this was so reminiscent of like those first dreams of being able to experience food in that way, of like being so close to the chefs cooking and watching them prepare your food. And so anyhow, if you're in Portland, Oregon, I really highly recommend this place. It was just fun, and we just really enjoyed it. First, they started with a palate cleanser. The first course on the vegetarian menu was the beet niçoise, which is Romano beans, potatoes, olives, and tomato granita. It reminded me of the Russian dish that has beets, potatoes, and peas with a little mayonnaise, but elevated, of course. This bread and dill butter was just fabulous. The next course on the tasting menu was the crispy zucchini. It had been flash fried, and there's little dollops of basil creme fraiche, tomatoes, and cucumber. That powder right there is tomato, like dried tomato, and it added so much depth to it. There was an option to add a supplemental dish, and we chose to go with it, and it was so worth it. It's their spoon bread, which had creamed morels, spring onion rings on top, smoked sorghum syrup, grilled onion, and ramp butter. Talk about a dish packed with so many flavors. The third course on the tasting menu was the cauliflower tortellini. It had harissa brown butter, peanuts, mint, and pantaleo. There's nothing better than fresh pasta. Then we had locally grown asparagus from Oregon, topped with aged cheddar. Alongside of it was a grit cake with blood oranges and little itty bitty chives on top. It was so yummy too. Our first dessert was a blackberry mousse to highlight the summer in full swing with the blackberries, and it had spice cake, oat ice cream, Earl Grey anglaise, and it was delicious. You can't just have one dessert. For the second dessert, we had a lemon mascarpone creamsicle. Last but not least, they encourage us to have the foie gras profiterole, which has been a staple on their menu for the past 2 decades since the restaurant's inception, and it was worth it. Fun bug fact, there are no Michelin-rated star restaurants in the Northwest. This one would definitely deserve one if there was.